Is it just me, or is it crazy that we are halfway through Doctor Who Season 1 2024 already? Like, that's just crazy, and it's been so good so far. And even though the weeks are flying by and the episodes are flying by, the time in between the episodes, those 7 days get long and hard. So, in the meantime, waiting between episodes, I've been rewatching the original season 1 of Doctor Who. And I came here today to give you, well, you can probably guess it, my honest opinion about it. I'll be ranking and rating every serial in the first season based on, well, my honest opinion. And hopefully, even if you guys don't agree with the opinion, you still enjoy the video. And if anyone ends up watching this video, leave your opinions in the comments. All right. Coming in at the bottom of the list would be the Sensorites. Now, I would either give it a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. But before I do, let me make it clear. A 5 out of 10 is like average, you know? And a 1 out of 10 is like meh. I don't think there's like a bad episode. I'll go into the negatives if there's ever an episode of Doctor Who I really, really actually don't like. But for now, 5 is average and 1 is meh, you know? Alright, so Sensorites, as I said, I'd give it more leaning towards a 6 out of 10 than a 5 out of 10. But I still think it should be at the bottom of the list. Me personally, had very little interest in the Sensorites. The location's kind of boring. The side characters are kind of boring. At least in comparison to like the rest of the season, I really don't think anything stands out in these episodes. I don't think there's anything all too like really interesting about these episodes. I think the first episode is the best episode. Would I say that? I would say that. I would say the first episode of the Sensorites serial is the best out of them all, just because it's more mysterious than the other ones. The other episodes are kind of, I don't know. Like I said, just boring. Kind of hard to articulate any strong feelings on the episode, which is why I was thinking 5 out of 10, just average, just average. Not much else to say. Hopefully that's all right. All right. Now this is the trickiest part of the video because I don't know if I have a definitive order and answer for these next 3 serials. I think if I was going to go right off the top of my head, I would put Reign of Terror, number 7, The Aztecs, number 6, and then An Unearthly Child, number 5. But I'm going to clarify a few things. I would think that Reign of Terror and the Aztecs, I'd both give a 6 out of 10. An Unearthly Child, okay, An Unearthly Child, the first episode is very, very good. Very, very good. But the 3 episodes following aren't like the first episode at all. They're very different vibes, very different, like everything. And I don't know. If the first episode was not part of the other 3 in An Unearthly Child, I would put that one below Reign of Terror and the Aztecs. But because An Unearthly Child, the episode is so good, I am gonna put it above those 2. Just because I didn't put the episodes with the serials, you know? But between the Aztecs and Reign of Terror, I think I like the Aztecs just a little bit better than Reign of Terror. For clarification, Reign of Terror has some missing episodes. I saw the reconstructions and I listened to the audio version. I do enjoy the episode, but I like the ending to the Aztecs better than the ending to Reign of Terror. I would have to say. All right. So Reign of Terror, as of now, Reign of Terror, the Aztecs, and then an Unearthly Child. I'm gonna edit that in a cohesive way so everyone understands. I'm just rambling on. Anyway, I could change my mind. I could come back and change my mind. I probably won't, but I could. But for now, this is the order. Okay, number 4. This one is gonna be, drumroll please, Marco Polo. Now, it is such a shame that some of these episodes are missing because this serial is so good. And I know we didn't get to it yet, but spoiler alert, I really like the Keys of Marinus. I really like the long serials that give time to the side characters and like the world to develop and to be fully immersed in like wherever the doctor and the companions are. I really, really like that shit. And Marco Polo does it so well, especially with building the side characters for this long journey that they end up going on. And I'm not I like a majority of the historicals, but there are some that I don't really like. But this has got to be one of my favorites, probably top 3. I really really like these episodes, and like I said, the side characters. I love when side characters in Doctor Who get time to breathe and build, and for us to be able to get attached to them, to learn about them, to know about them. It's just so good. I very, very much enjoyed the serial. I definitely am going to give my recommendation to it, even if you don't like classic Doctor Who, or if you've never seen classic Doctor Who, or if you want to start watching classic Doctor Who. Marco Polo is a great series of episodes. I really, really, really enjoy. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Marco Polo my stamp of approval with a 7 out of 10. Remember, 5 out of 10 is average. 10 out of 10 is like absolutely blowing my mind. This shit is incredible. So 7 out of 10 for Marco Polo. Oh my goodness. We're down to the top 3. Can you guess what my favorite's gonna be yet? Can you guess what my second favorite's gonna be yet? Can you guess what my third favorite is gonna be the Keys of Marinus. I already mentioned it in talking about Marco Polo, but I really, really, really like the Keys of Marinus. This serial starts out on a great note. It's mysterious, it's interesting, and then having the Doctor and the companions have to split up and look for each key in an unknown new location is just so cool and interesting to follow along with. I would say the weakest point of the Keys of Marinus is the Screaming Jungle, but the best point is probably the Velvet Web, just because of how unique and original of an idea that episode is. It's very self-contained, even though it's part of this long series of episodes. It's a very self-contained episode, and it's honestly kind of unsettling and scary. And of course, I didn't mention it at all yet, but Ian is one of my favorite companions of all time throughout all of Doctor Who. I really like Ian, and the ending of these episodes, the two final episodes in this serial where Ian's on trial, the tension is unreal. The tension is unreal. I really like the Velvet Web, but oh my god, I really liked the trial Ian was on. I've only heard one other person talk about this, and they said that's when this serial got boring, but the trial is so tense, and the ending is satisfying. The ending of the entire thing is satisfying. It's very, very good. I don't know what else to say other than I really, really enjoy it. If you could see me, I'm smiling right now. So take that as a good faith for this episode and these episodes. They're just, I would recommend these as well, along with Marco Polo, along with all of these episodes. Watch all of Doctor Who. Watch every single episode. Listen to that missing episodes. Like, find reconstructions. Do whatever you want. Just, I love Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. But anyway, the Keys of Marinus. I really want to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it's 8 out of 10 worthy. Like I said, the Screaming Jungle kind of slows down. I like the Screaming Jungle. For some reason, it's just like, it doesn't hit as hard as the other episodes. So for that, I can't give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Probably one of the few times I'm going to go halvesies on a number. I don't usually like splitting hairs like that, but for these episodes, I like it more than Marco Polo, but I don't want to give it an 8 out of 10. So I'll probably split hairs here and say 7.5 out of 10 for the Keys of Marinus. Oh my goodness, 2 left. Have you guys figured out which one's which yet? Probably not, because there's no way to tell other than a 50-50 guess from you guys. Whoops. Alright, here it is. Numero dos. I'm gonna go dos. D. D as in Daleks. Yep, the Daleks. The Daleks is number 2. I'm gonna slap a little, I'll slap a little 8 out of 10 on this one. Just, I would say I'm more interested in some of the Keys of Marinus episodes. I think when they're not in the Dalek City, I think the serial slows down heavily. But the Daleks, it's the first one with the Daleks. Oh my god, oh my goodness, guys. No, JK, that's not the only reason why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. The first episode in the serial, obviously the iconic ending with Barbara being face down by a Dalek, and the cliffhanger. Every cliffhanger in these episodes are pretty good. Everyone being sick provides a tense experience in the city. The Thals, I would have to say, when they're in the jungle with the Thals, I would say it slows down pretty heavily. But for the most part, I really enjoy this Dalek story. And I don't know, lately I haven't been enjoying my rewatches on some Dalek stories, but this one always comes in with making me happy, and I have a good time watching it, and it's cool to see the first ever Dalek story in full. I did for when they released the Daleks in color, I did purchase that. I prefer the black and white version. I'll just say that. I prefer the black and white version. But good thing that also came with the DVD. Yeah, I enjoy the episodes. The Thals, I wouldn't say they're the most interesting side characters, but they're developed more than I would say, in my opinion, the side characters are in like the Reign of Terror and the Aztecs and especially the Sensorites. I don't know. I'm not hating on any of those episodes, obviously. But I would say, yes, I would say 8 out of 10 for the Daleks. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the number one spot goes to. I don't know why I'm slowly building up to it because it should be obvious at this point. The Edge of Destruction. And I'm gonna just slap a 10 out of 10 on it off rip without even talking about it first or mulling it over. Just straight up 10 out of 10. Don't worry, I'm still gonna talk about it. But these episodes are very, very interesting. I want so bad another story like this that takes place just entirely in the TARDIS. And the closest thing I was able to get with that so far was the Matt Smith episode with House and hold on, let me think of the name. Oh, the Doctor's Wife, I think. It's when the TARDIS gets taken over by House, and Amy and Rory are trapped in like the labyrinth of the TARDIS. Anyway, we're not talking about that episode, but that's the closest thing we got to a self-contained TARDIS episode, a spooky self-contained TARDIS episode at that, and I love that. And these two episodes are exactly what I want. Exactly. Both are scary, both are tense, and both are mysterious, and both are made seriously better by the fact that the TARDIS crew doesn't really know and trust each other yet. It adds a whole new level of tension to the episode. I also think that these two episodes helped contribute to the trust that the Doctor eventually gave Ian and Barbara, and the trust that Ian and Barbara eventually gave to the Doctor, because after spending an entire 2 episodes like fighting and blaming each other only for nobody to be at fault, I think everyone really after these 2 episodes thought, hey, we're in this together. We're Team TARDIS. We're a crew. We're all in this together. We were all scared. We were all confused, and that's basically what's been happening the whole time. They've been bumping around space and time, confused, and they need to work together to get out of all the problems they come across every time they land the TARDIS somewhere. And I think these 2 episodes helped break that distrust between everyone on board and helped pull everyone together to where they are at afterwards, after these 2 episodes, when they end up in Marco Polo together, because especially in that story they needed to be having faith in each other and having faith in one another to get through that. And I think these 2 episodes provided that experience that they needed to be like, hey, these people aren't bad after all. And just, man, this episode is just everything I could ask for in a TARDIS, in a self-contained TARDIS story. Man, I love it, and I love the scary, unsettling episodes, and this just does it. This is just so good. I very much enjoy it. That's why it's the top of my list, in obviously my honest opinion. And hopefully in the comments you guys can tell me what you guys think of all these serials. Do you agree with my order? Welcome to WatchMojo.com. Anyway, yeah, I think that wraps it all up very nicely here. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, I'm just rambling on here. I love Doctor Who. Hopefully you love Doctor Who. Anyway, that is my honest opinion.